Once again, I say hello to you, my dear students, and welcome back to EasEnglish, your English learning program. My name is Rodrigo Lasso Campo, and as usual, I'm here with a new lesson in Curso Básico Level 1. This is lesson 204, part 1, and the title is City Animals. As you may infer from the title, the lesson is about animals or some animals that live in the city and what they do. Here, for example, are some raccoons, and in this other picture we have some pigeons and a girl, and in the last photograph are a young girl and a dog. As I said before, the lesson is about some animals that live in the city and what they do. First, you and I are going to read the lesson. After reading the lesson, we are going to make some comments, and in the middle of the comments, I will make you some questions that I hope you answer. Is that right? Let's get started. Many people live in cities. Many kinds of animals live in cities too. Mice live in cities. They eat food people throw away. Geese and ducks live in cities. They swim in ponds in parks. Squirrels live in cities. Squirrels make nests in trees. Pigeons live in cities. Some people like to feed pigeons. Opossums live in cities. They like to come out at night. Hawks live in cities. They make nests on tall buildings. Dogs live in cities. People bring them to the park. Raccoons live in cities. They take food from trash bins. Do you see animals where you live? What kinds of animals do you see? The end. Well, in the beginning, the author of this lesson has written that many people live in cities. In fact, in this picture, we can see a lot of people. And perhaps you remember the author of another previous lesson saying that people are animals too. Do you live in a city? And what do you usually do in the city where you live? Perhaps you live in a town or in a village. What do you usually do in your place? On the second line, the author refers to many kinds of animals living in cities too. Then she is going to be talking about some of those animals. She goes on by writing that mice live in cities. Here is a mouse. She has referred to not only one mouse, but to 2 mice, 3 mice, 4 mice, 5 mice, thousands of mice, millions of mice. Mouse is the singular, mice is the plural. And she mentions that mice eat food people throw away. Following, I'm going to show you a picture of someone throwing food away. And this gives rise to at least one more question to ask you. Do you ever throw food away? Where? In a bin? On the floor? At home? Or outdoors? Do you think that's good practice? Do you see mice in your place? Additionally, the author has also written that geese and ducks live in cities. In this picture, we can see some of them swimming in the pond in a park, probably. Are there geese and ducks in the place where you live? Do you see any? It is written next that squirrels live in cities and make their nests in trees. Here is one squirrel, and I'm gonna show you the picture of one or two squirrels in their nests. As written in the lesson, this squirrel lives in a tree. I have seen a few squirrels in my place, and I really like seeing them. Do you ever see a squirrel? What do you feel when you see one? Here are many pigeons, and the author of the lesson says that pigeons live in cities, and some people like to feed them. We can see a man and a woman and a child feeding a lot of pigeons. There are a lot of pigeons in Cali, downtown Cali. There are some squares downtown Cali where you can see a lot of pigeons. And I know that there are many pigeons also downtown in other cities in our country. There used to be a lot of pigeons in the Central Park in Hamundi, where I live now. But there are just a few nowadays. Are there a lot of pigeons in your place? Do you feed them? Opossums live in cities, the writer has written, and they like to come out at night. I don't really remember seeing an opossum in my place. Are there any in your place? Do they really come out at night? And maybe opossums don't come out in your place, but I suppose many people do come out in your place at night. Do you like coming out at night? And what do you usually do? Here are two hawks. This one appears to be a baby hawk, and this other one seems to be a parent hawk, either a mother or a father hawk. Hawks live in cities, the writer says, and they make nests on tall buildings. I remember seeing some hawks. Have you ever seen one? What do you feel about seeing a hawk? It's that easy to see the nests of some birds. I have never seen the nest of a hawk, so I have never seen a hawk lying on a nest. Perhaps if you live in a tall building, mainly in one of the apartments or spaces on the top, you have probably seen a hawk lying or sitting on a nest. Have you? Here are some dogs. And the writer says that dogs live in cities and people bring them to the park. These people, a man and a woman, I think, have brought their dogs to the park. I used to have a dog which I used to take to the park for a walk. Do you have a dog? Do you take your dog out for a walk? Do you bring the dog to the park? What do you feel about taking your dog out to the park? Do you love dogs more than you love people? What do you think about that? Here are some raccoons. And raccoons live in cities, says the author of this lesson. And they take food from trash bins. I have never seen a raccoon. There are no raccoons in my place. So it is very unlikely to see a raccoon taking food from trash bins in my place. Are there raccoons in your place? Have you seen raccoons taking food from trash bins? Here I'm going to show you the picture of some raccoons taking food from trash bins. Had you seen this before? Well, before this lesson comes to the end, I've got a few other questions to ask you. Here are two of them. Do you see animals where you live? What kinds of animals do you see? What do animals in your place do? Can you talk about some of the animals that you see in your place and what those animals do? Do you have any pets? What do those pets do? And what do you do with those pets? Well, dear students, I guess I've gotta go now. It was nice to talk to you, and hopefully I'll be back with a new lesson quite soon. Goodbye.